Hi, I'm Marie Elizabeth Mali, and this is Relationship Alchemy. This week, our format is a little bit different. We're talking about the Relationship Breakthrough Intensive, and my fiancé Patrick wanted me to interview me about it. So we recorded an interview live, and we're sharing that interview with you this week on the podcast. Should you want to learn more about the intensive, you can go to relationshipalchemy.com/RBI, and there are more details there about it. And now enjoy the show. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
So, you've been telling me about these intensives that you're going to be starting soon, and I've seen you super excited about doing them. I just, I decided I want to do this live so you can tell everybody about them. Please, can you just open up your brain and your heart and tell us, what are they all about?
Well, I've been doing them already for a while. I just haven't talked about them publicly. And you've been hearing me just like, oh my God, I love these things. And so thank you for asking me to share about it. So these intensives are basically like 2 weeks of intensive support. There's a 2-hour call on the front end where we dive deep to crack open a particular pattern. Let's say there's a pattern showing up in your relationships over and over again, or a pattern in how you get activated or triggered in different situations that shows up over and over again. And it's getting in the way of love and connection. So we get to the root of that pattern and then also create a plan for a new practice around it, a way to shift it, really an implementation plan of the breakthrough that happens in the session. And then we touch back in 2 weeks later. There's check-ins in between, but we touch back in for a half-hour call in 2 weeks to review the plan, see how it's going, make any changes that need to be made so that you can keep implementing this new way of relating or changing the pattern, basically, that we worked on your own going forward. So what I love about it is that people really get to own their results. Like, we have the breakthrough. I have this skill at being able to see and navigate people's patterns and help them get to the truth of where it's coming from, and then accepting that and not feeling shame around it so that they can then change it. And so all of that happens in this 2 weeks of support, and then you keep working on your own to keep changing the pattern over time.
That sounds fantastic. All right. I have one more. I have another question. I keep saying this acronym RBI. Is it safe to assume that that's not runs batted in from baseball?
That is safe to assume.
Okay.
That's what I call it.
The next part of this question is, what is this RBI?
That stands for Relationship Breakthrough Intensive, which is the name of this offering. And what I also love about this offering is people can sign up for one intensive just by itself to feel what it's like to work with me, to have a breakthrough around a very specific pattern. It works best when people know, oh, here's the specific thing, like the nut that I want to crack is. If it's kind of like, I don't really know, then we don't have enough time to try to figure out what the issue is. Like, it's the best thing when there's a specific issue you want to work with and resolve and learn how to approach differently and get clarity around it and practices to change it. That's really what it's made for. And then what's beautiful is after the intensive, someone can choose to do another intensive in a few months, or to sign up for a series of intensives, plus my beautiful women's retreat in Mexico that's happening in January. Or they can just sign up for the retreat in Mexico, but you can only come to that if you've done an intensive. So there's maximum flexibility according to their needs and lifestyle and what suits them best. And it's a program for adults.
That flexibility sounds amazing. I especially like that it gives us lots of time to be together.
Yes, it's maximum flexibility for me too, so that we can spend time together.
A little selfish there, but I'll put that in my pocket.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
So you say that you've been doing these for a while. What kind of results are people seeing? What kind of changes are happening?
Well, for example, one person chose to do an intensive because she was having an issue with a family member, and she noticed that that issue, that there was something in her that was showing up with that family member and also with another friend that she was having an issue with, and that there was a similarity around what was happening with her. So she knew there was a pattern. And in her session, we were able to really see and unravel a lifelong pattern that basically started when she was 5. And it's colored all her relationships and how she has showed up everywhere. So we dismantled that and really clarified it in the session. And I gave her practices and even ways to approach talking to the family member that were different for her, specific phrases to use. And when we touched back in a couple weeks later, all her relationships have improved. She's showing up differently. When she sees that thing rearing its head, she's able to go, nope, you're not running the show here. I've got this. And she's able to choose a new course of action. And she was able to have some really productive and connected conversations with this family member that she hadn't been able to access before because she was so activated every time she talked to them.
Wow. I mean, you say this doesn't stand for runs batted in, but it sounds like runs batted in of the heart.
Oh my God, runs batted in of the heart.
Really deep work. That's
let us all have home runs in the heart.
Right. Super flexible. So if somebody's interested, how do they get in contact with you? How do they get enrolled in one of these intensives?
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this on Facebook, you can message me about it and just say, hey, I want to chat about the RBI. Or if you're watching this somewhere else, you could email me at hello@relationshipalchemy.com. Or if you prefer to message me on Facebook, you can find me under Marie Elizabeth Mali. But if we're not already friends, I may not see that message. You can also message me on Instagram, which is Relationship Alchemy, MEM is my handle on Instagram. That's also my page on Facebook. So if that's an easy way to find me, you can find me there. But really the best way, just email me at hello@relationshipalchemy.com or message me through Facebook or Instagram. And we can just start a conversation and see if it's the right container for what it is you want to transform. So basically, I help women transform the patterns that keep getting in the way of having the intimate, loving, connected relationships that they've always wanted. And so this intensive is in service of that.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing this. Thank you for sharing your excitement. It's infectious. And I look forward to hearing you talk about it every day.
And I'm so happy to see you because we're not in the same place right now. So this was also a good excuse to get to see your face.
Likewise. I love you.
I love you too. Bye.